every single individual here. Good evening to every one of you watching me tonight. The breaking news is simple. The breaking news is about Kennedy Agyapong, who is the plaintiff against Loud Silence Media and Kelvin Taylor, who are the defendants. Now, what I'm going to do now is I am going to read the ruling. Now, to sum it up before I start reading, you have to understand that the judge has dismissed the case Kennedy Agyapong took to court. He has dismissed it. Now, but what we need to do is to read for you to also know what the judge actually said, the basis of the case and how he came to his conclusion. And Kennedy has 60 days to, and I'm talking about Kennedy's lawyers, they have 60 days to appeal this ruling. So they still have opportunity to go out there in 2 months to let the judge know whether what he came up with wasn't the right ruling. And this is America. You have the right to appeal if you feel that judgment didn't go well for you. So officially, I would like to tell you that Kennedy Agyapong's case against Loud Silence Media and Kelvin Taylor has been dismissed for now. So they have 2 months, 60 days to respond to this. Now, let's read this. I'm trying to be very nice here, and we all have to be nice at a point in life. So this is it. Let's do this. When you take the front page of the ruling, this is what is there. I might get some of the words wrong, but pardon me, I'm Ghanaian. I'm not American. I'm not English. That's not my first language. So I'll do my best to read it the way I can. If I get it wrong, I will try and correct those words. Now, when you look at the case here, I'm saying that case, the case action number is 121 CV 1205. 121 CV 1205. I hope I got it right. The legal guys, if I got something wrong, just tell me. Now, if you want to also get access to this document from the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia, you can go on pacermonitor.com. pacermonitor.com. When you go there, you will find this. I hope they have updated it, but if they haven't, tomorrow when you go there, you will see the case between Agyapong and Taylor. Now, let's read this for the world to hear. This is strictly the case between myself and Kennedy Agyapong and Loud Silence Media. Wow, Shemino. Maybe some chemo tree kakra na yentoa asem no so enyumbre mabaha no case ana between me and Kennedy Agyapong your court Kennedy say maka nsem bi egu no ho fi a or the 3 counts bi e court say in America for NG $9.5 million emfiri me ho emfama na if we say me gu no ho fi na judge a wotena asem no so no ende enode na no asem aba ano asem odo ba ne say Kennedy asem no wabo atu egu wama no 60 days say onko hwem say bibi ento na koma so na say ohu say asem no wabo atu egu no sebio judge no andwini hu ya na say results na ba he is not comfortable with it. He can appeal his amendments inti enyubre me pese me kache Ghana fo nyina say Kennedy Agyapong asem wode court no judge no abo atu egu na me ba be read the ewo the ruling nim se ne be ya obia be hu de judge no ekaye ye wi a me bo ne tofa na Ghana fo nyina ehu eye de esi ewo United States of America inti wa hanyumbre ya breaking news no me ba be chechire ma Ghana fo nyina ehu de echo. All right, let's start the case. Now, in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia, Alexandria Division, Kennedy Ohini Agyapong, plaintiff, Loud Silence Media LLC et al. That is defendants, myself and Loud Silence Media, and ye a defender who sa assembly. Now, mama kind the judge no atro a 8-page document, so it's going to take a bit of time, but that is what we are doing tonight. We are not doing anything else. After that, the show will end. I'll be back tomorrow to do the normal with all due respect. Now, order, introduction. I'll say this matter comes before the court on the defendant's motion to dismiss amended complaint. Now, the motion has been fully briefed by the parties and is now ripe for consideration. Background. It says the plaintiff in this case, Kennedy Agyapong, is an individual who is a citizen and a resident of the nation of Ghana. Agyapong is an elected member of Ghana's parliament and is the chair of the board of Ghana Gas Company Limited. The defendant in this case are Kelvin Taylor, an individual, and the company Loud Silence Media, LSM. Taylor is a resident of Virginia and currently lives in Alexandria, Virginia. Taylor is the founder and manager of Loud Silence Media, or LSM, which is a limited liability company organized in Virginia, and that it has its principal place of business in Alexandria, Virginia. Taylor appears on several news shows broadcast over the internet, website, YouTube, and Facebook. Taylor and LSM produce news media that focuses on the people and politics of the country of Ghana. One of the shows produced by the defendant, let me change it to the second page so that we can follow it. Yeah, there's the second page. Taylor and LSM produce news media that focuses on the people and politics of the country of Ghana. One of the shows produced by the defendant is titled With All Due Respect. Taylor is the host and presenter of this show. The show streams live video broadcast on Facebook and YouTube to a large audience. The plaintiff has alleged that Taylor has made several defamatory statements on this show and further alleges that these false accusations were intended to humiliate and disparage the integrity of the plaintiff. Based on these statements, the plaintiff has filed the current civil action in this court. The first allegedly defamatory statement that the defendant made was an accusation that AGYAP0NG is connected to the 2016 murder of a Ghanaian member of parliament. Taylor has also accused AGYAP0NG of being responsible for the murder of a journalist who had reported on corruption in the Ghana Football Association. Taylor has accused AGYAP0NG of using fake green cards to help Ghanaian citizens immigrate to the United States. Taylor has accused AGYAP0NG of trafficking in illegal drugs. Taylor has accused AGYAP0NG of being addicted to illegal drugs. Taylor has accused AGYAP0NG of financial corruption. AGYAP0NG has alleged that Taylor has repeatedly made the continues to make these statements as recently as September of 2021. AGYAP0NG alleges that Taylor knew these statements were false and that these statements were made knowingly and recklessly. Based on his litany of disparaging remarks, AGYAP0NG has filed the amended complaint with count for defamation per se, and 3, violation of the Virginia computer crime. Page 3. Legal standard. To survive a motion to dismiss under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure, that is 12B6, a complaint must contain sufficient factual allegations that will state a claim to relief that is plausible on its face, if those allegations are accepted as true. Now, a motion is dismissed pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12B6, that is, must be considered in combination with Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 8A2, which requires a short and plain statement of the claim showing that the pleader is entitled to relief, so as to give the defendant fair notice of what the claim is and the grounds upon which it rests. When a well-plead complaint only infers, and I quote, the mere possibility of misconduct, end of quote, the complaint does not demonstrate a plaintiff is entitled to relief. And as you can see, they are stating other cases. The judge is stating some cases as references. So those ones, I don't want to talk about it. It's going to slow you down. We are not lawyers. We are reading what is here. Now he goes on to say this. When a well-pleaded complaint only infers, and I quote, the mere possibility of misconduct, end of quote, the complaint does not demonstrate a plaintiff is entitled to relief. Pleading that are merely labels and conclusions will not be accepted as true. District court may also consider materials attached to the complaint so long as their authenticity is not challenged and the materials are integral to or relied on within the complaint. Now, discussion. That is page 3. And this prurient interest in sex, that is the Virginia blah blah blah, explaining that the Virginia General Assembly wrote the statute to comply with the constitutional definition of obscenity articulated by the Supreme Court. Now, the amended complaint contains no pleading that can be constructed to show that Taylor communicated obscene language as defined by the Virginia law. There is no reference to any sexual material in the communication detailed in the amended complaint, and the dominant theme of the disputed communications in no way contains any sexual themes. The allegations within the amended complaint do not support any claim that could be brought under the Virginia Computer Crime Act. Count 3 of the amended complaint must also be dismissed for this reason. Now, page number 8. The final page is this. Conclusion by the judge. It is undisputed that AGYAP0NG is a public figure, and Taylor's statements were made regarding matters of public concern. The amended complaint does not plead any factual material that demonstrates Taylor's dispute statements were published with actual malice. Therefore, AGYAP0NG has not adequately plead any actionable claim. Further, the amended complaint does not plausibly state a claim under the Virginia Computer Crime Act. For these reasons, the motion to dismiss the amended complaint, that is DKT 13, is granted, and the above captions civil action is dismissed. The plaintiff has 60 days to file a second amendment complaint if that filing would meet the requirement discussed in this order. It is so ordered. March 21st, 2022, Alexandria, Virginia, Liam O'Grady, United States District Court. Now, the conclusion says it is undisputed that AGYAP0NG is a public figure, and Taylor's statements were made regarding matters of public concern. The amended complaint does not plead any factual material that demonstrates Taylor's disputed statements were published with actual malice. Therefore, AGYAP0NG has not adequately plead an actionable claim. Further, the amended complaint does not plausibly state a claim under the Virginia Computer Crime Act. For these reasons, the motion to dismiss the amended complaint is granted, and the above captioned civil action is dismissed. The plaintiff has 60 days to file a second amended complaint if that filing would meet requirement discussed in this order. It is so ordered. March 21st, 2022. Signed, Liam O'Grady, United States District Court. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are with the Kennedy AGYAP0NG Kelvin Taylor court case. Before I started the show, I said you can access this document. This document will be published on loudsilencenews.com on our website. It will be published on With All Due Respect page on Facebook. It will be published on all our news sites. It also will be published on PesaMonitor.com. That's where all the legal cases that have been concluded are published. So when you go to PesaMonitor.com, Pesa, PesaMonitor.com, if it has been updated, because this ruling came today, it takes some time for them to update that system. So if it has been updated, when you go there, you will see this document there. It's an eight-page ruling. We will, after the show, we will publish this document on loudsilencenews.com. It will be published on With Audio Respect page on Facebook. It will be published on